on, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. It's your girl Bex.
And I'm Carly.
And we're here to deliver content designed to unlock your mindset and actions to be limitless. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Like we always say, ring the bell notification so you can be alerted when we're dropping videos just like this.
All right, so this week and the next few weeks, we're going to do something a little bit different. And that's all in light of the fact we have the Summer Olympics. Finally, it's here. Even though Bex, I think you heard something, it may still be cancelled, even though we've got, 2 days to go. But we'll see what happens. But for us, as you know, Be Limitless obviously focuses on business and sport. And the Olympics really is the pinnacle of most sports, if not all. And we just felt, when we think about being limitless in your mindset, your actions, the Olympics in the sporting world really just shows people who have reached that, and all the work, the discipline, the hours, etc., that they've had to put in order to get them there. So what we want to do, we're just going to kind of go over what we're looking forward to about the Olympics, maybe some of the people that we're looking forward to seeing and our favorite sports. And then we're going to do something massively out of our comfort zone. And it's going to be a big test where we're going to do 2 live videos every week, where we'll recap some of the events over the last few days, and then share some of the stories of people that have, whether or not they've won anything, but they've got really cool stories that we want to share, as we always do.
So yeah, going back to what you said about the Olympics and being limitless, it really is an opportunity at the Olympics for athletes to compete against others at a similar level on an international stage. It's the pinnacle of all events, like you said, and it's where the highest of high athletes are. And it's a really good show for aspiring athletes as well, which I really like. One of the mottos of this is like to achieve your personal best, to realize your performance, like how good you can be, as well as achieving your best. And it's really a stage with like the latest, state of the art, like stadiums and equipment and everything like that, where you can really actually push yourself to do amazing things. And one of the other things is like the diversity inclusion part as well. Accepting and respecting all of the differences, doesn't matter whether your sex, your race, anything like that. Should be a place where you can come together. And one of the things that I wanted to speak on, which we spoke about, I think last week or the week before, is that we said about, they were banning the political or anything like that you want to, that you stand for. And Team GB, they took the knee today, the women's team. And actually the IOC, so the International Olympic Committee, have lifted the ban for like taking the knee. You can do it basically before events and after events, but you can't do it during events, at ceremonies, or award or for the rewards either. So I think that that's a happy medium, and I think that that's a good stance to take. Don't plaster, and you can't do it at the Olympic, like you can't protest or anything like that at the Olympic Village either. But I think that they've made the right decision. Again, it's got to come off of some backlash, but we all know when you want to achieve what it is that you want, you've always got to push for something anyway.
100%. And I think that's another really good example of where applying and how important it is to open your mouth, and applying a bit of pressure is causing a U-turn. So the same thing we saw about the swimming hats, U-turn. Well, at the moment we need to see what happens with that, but at least they're looking at it, reviewing it. Taking the knee, they've changed the decision and put some rules around it, but I think they're perfectly reasonable ones. The latest one is the whole issue with, was it Norway, who were wearing shorts instead of bikini bottoms and have got fined for that, though their association has backed them and said the players will not have to pay it. Again, let's apply with a bit of pressure. The fact is in the news, fingers crossed that'll get changed, because apparently they've been fighting that for years to allow women to wear things they feel more comfortable in.
And it's just crazy, isn't it? It just goes back to how crazy this type of stuff is, and who's behind making these decisions. Like, why should like I only agree on these type of things when it's going to enhance your performance and it's going to take away from the sport, you know what I mean? Like, but if it's something that makes you feel comfortable, what are you talking about?
Exactly. How it's inappropriate clothing or something. What, the fact that I'm covering my body a little bit more is inappropriate. Like, it just baffles me, the fact that, and I always wonder when someone makes these decisions, do they not just sit back and go, is something going to come from this? They'll just do it because they always have, and they just don't look at the bigger picture. But I'm glad it's happened, and fingers crossed we do get enough pressure and they'll reverse that decision. But just on a point you were saying about the fact that sport brings it together, sports really does remind me of music in that sense. Like with music, same thing. It doesn't matter. Half the athletes don't necessarily speak English, so people got different language, but they're all there for one thing. We all know the dedication, we all know who won, who came second, who did something amazing, incredible. Same as music, we don't have to know other people's languages, we understand the rhythm and we can follow along, and that's what it reminds me of. It's incredible.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, I'm super excited to watch it. It seems like it's been ages. Well, I mean, it has got 5 years, so yeah, I'm super excited.
Definitely. So which of the sports are you most looking forward to?
So the first one is football. Whilst I say football simply because I haven't watched women's football in such a long time, so I think that it will be a good opportunity to get back into it. And actually I saw one of the games today, which I'll touch on in a bit, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Athletics is definitely my favorite. The canoe slalom, I love watching that. Diving, karate, which is a new sport coming in. Sport climbing. The reason why I say the climbing stuff is simply because I want to go and do that as an experience. So I'm quite interested to watch it as a competition. And then I'd say like the shorter distance for the swimming.
Awesome. So same as you, athletics. Initially, this wasn't on my list, but it is skateboarding because of the 13-year-old that made it.
Yeah, I've got that.
That's unreal, and I really can't wait to watch her. Boxing, because I absolutely love it. Canoe slalom, diving, equestrian, karate, as you said, which is new, shooting, swimming, and weightlifting. They're my top ones. And I totally forgot about football, and same as you, I watched the second half of the game today. Yeah,
it's pretty good, pretty impressive.
Yeah, right.
I've actually quite impressed with the gameplay. I know we spoke about it and, you know, certain things that maybe were like questionable, but actually I was really impressed with how they were moving the ball and stuff. And I haven't watched women's football in a long time. So I was super, super impressed. And not sure if you saw the news on USA that they've got beaten again.
I couldn't believe that. 44, their first loss in 44 games or something.
Yeah, something like that, right? And one of the things though that I wanted to point out is the response from Megan Rapinoe. I think I've said that right, or if I haven't, then sorry. And it's really one of a champion. And she said on the loss, no time to dwell or think about if Sweden is living in our heads or not. We've got another game in 3 days. And it goes with any setback or failure. You can't dwell. You have to be quick in making those decisions, to getting back to the drawing board and seeing where you went wrong and where you can put your best foot forward. And I think that when you're able to get over those quickly, those are the individuals that are more likely to achieve their goals, because even if they had a succession, like a long succession of failures, because they're reacting so quickly and getting back up, the more that they're going through, they will eventually get to their success. And I think for me, just the response was pretty impressive, to be fair.
Definitely. Isn't she their captain?
Not sure if she's the captain. I think she might be, but she's like 36 as well and still playing elite football. And she won the Ballon d'Or, I believe, as well. So yeah, wow. she's pretty impressive. And then just to touch more on some other results. So the Netherlands beat Zambia 10-3.
No!
I know, and it's crazy. And Zambia it's the first time at the games, I believe. And they came in with Barbara Banda, and she was highlighted as one of the players to watch, and she actually scored 3 goals. She got a hat-trick today, so that's pretty impressive. I was happy to see that. And then Brazil beat China 5-0 as well.
Yeah, so. I saw a couple of the goals. I was surprised at that. It's such a big gap. But yeah, no, Zambia, that's obviously where my mum's from, so she won't be happy to hear that. But yeah, no, I think it's really cool, and it's all started now, which is amazing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Unfortunately, there's no crowd, so I wonder it'll be interesting to see when they start interviewing athletes how they found that. But I can't imagine how crap that would feel. Like, you've worked so hard to hit this, and then you get there. One, you've got the risk that you might get sent home any minute if you've caught COVID, which we've already seen happen. And then there's no one there to cheer. There's no,
the what? Because it's normally like in the athletics when they're all like.
Exactly. There's none of
that literally gets you going, especially for like those jumping competitions, like throwing competitions, like triple jump.
Yeah.
Oh, I love triple jump, and high jump.
I love high jump. I was watching that. I can't remember which championship it was. It was recent. The two, I didn't even know. One of them I think was Italian, and there's another guy. Not from GB, who cares? This is great stuff. Like, they were going head to head. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And like you say, the whole crowd gets up and, I know at some events they've been putting like cardboard cutouts of people in the stands, and then they've been playing like crowd noises. So I don't know if they'll do something similar, but it's a bit dead, isn't it? When like the football today, I noticed it was just dead, wasn't it? The atmosphere.
The only thing I would say is that what I've liked about, especially last year or beginning of this year when we were watching the football, when the football came back in, is that you get to hear the instructions that are going on from the coaches and stuff. For me, I'm quite interested in all that type of stuff, like just to hear what people are saying to each other, like even the teams and stuff. So, I mean, yeah, I can imagine as an athlete that you're thinking, oh man. But you know what, like one of the things about the Olympics is that people are so excited to take part, not even winning, but being at the Olympics has such a it's got such a hold. It's held in such high regard, you know what I mean? Like, and people are just so super excited to be there. And like you said, like that 13-year-old, the skateboarder, youngest ever player to be at the games
ever. And there's another one who's 15, I believe, like really young as well, but she's the youngest ever Olympian. 13. She had a really bad accident.
Really?
Fractured her skull. Oh. And she had to get lifted to hospital. She was unresponsive, and that was not too long ago. Could you imagine that?
That's crazy. I mean, just the fact that she's a kid, she's probably recovered super quick. Yeah. But she turned pro at 10 years old, and she's Nike's youngest sponsor. But I think it's super inspiring, and I really wanted to say, like, parents out there, kids out there, really go after your dreams. And I think this is a great example of really listening to what your children want to do. Like, and if they're super passionate, really try and push them. I know like funding and things like that can be difficult, but whatever you can do to really push them towards their dreams and goals at such a young age, like that's incredible. Do you know what I mean? And so inspiring for other people. And one of the things she was saying about, there's a lot of boys that do skateboarding. She was saying that she wants more girls to get involved in skateboarding. And she was saying that girls are like a little bit scared to get involved in sports that are like more male dominated because they're fearful of like being judged and stuff. And I guess at such a young age, like that would stop you probably from going and doing it.
100%. Or the boys won't like me if I do that, or they're going to say this, they're going to call me that. Yeah, absolutely. But like you say, she's a role model at 13 years old, and I can't wait to see her. When I heard about it, I was like, I've got to watch this kid. So, like, this is unreal.
She'll just be competing in the normal category, and
against adults.
That's crazy, isn't it?
You know what I find crazy about that? Because she's so young. Sometimes children at younger ages, they're not quite fully in control of their bodies. I always imagine that, like with an adult, they're just full awareness, that's why I'm so impressed about this. And I'm really looking forward to see how she moves. Like, of course, you've got to have no fear in stuff like that. How high some of those ramps and stuff are. I couldn't even go down it on my bum, let alone on a skateboard. Like, no thanks. So, and it's incredible. Like, she really is an inspiration. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of coverage on her over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that will propel her further, regardless of how she does. Like, just the fact that she's been able to get to a position where she's been chosen out of all of however many people that skateboard, she's been chosen to come to the games. So I'm not sure if you have any other people that you're looking forward to seeing,
Oh, I've
but
got
one of
loads.
I'll have you. I've
Yeah.
only got a couple. So in fact, Sky Brown was one of them. Megan Rapinoe for the footballer. And then Shelly Ann Fraser Price. Like, obviously sprint
good
are,
one.
you know that I love 100-meter sprint. So
Yeah.
I love
That's-
seeing. Yeah, I'm just excited to watch that. But yeah, go ahead.
100-meter sprint and the 4x100 relay.
Best thing.
Absolute best events in athletics. They're brilliant. And so on the athletics topic then, so for the UK, I've picked GB people. So Katarina Johnson Thompson for heptathlon.
Yes.
And also Dina Asher Smith. So she's going to be competing. And Dina was the fastest British woman recorded. To date, she is that, and the first GB female athlete to record under 11-second 100-meter sprint. So really excited to see what she does there. Boxing, one of my favorite sports. So you've got Caroline Dubois, who is Daniel Dubois' sister. Another already massively successful. She's a youth Olympian, world youth champion, 4-time European youth champ, incredible boxer. And then Lauren Price as well. So she's a middleweight, world #1 middleweight champion. So that's a couple boxers to look out for. Equestrian, so I do love the old horses. I'm not a massive fan of dressage. I prefer show jumping, but Charlotte Dujardin, I think is how you pronounce it. She's incredible, and but she retired her horse Velegro, so she's actually bringing a different horse this time called Pumpkin. That's not his his official name. That's his It's his real name, I think, is Pumpkin, but then they get different names for the stage. But she's bringing him along, and she found him 5 years ago, I think. So it's going to be interesting to see how she does there. But she's already a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, and she's got 1 silver medal. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. As you say, karate, don't have anybody. Unfortunately, there's 2 people we actually personally know and we used to train with, is Jordan Thomas and Carla Burkitt. They were hopefuls for the GB team. Unfortunately, they just missed out on qualifying for GB, and it's such a shame because just watching their journey on Instagram, it's been incredible.
And to know that, we used to train with them and stuff, and it is just really incredible. They're definitely relentless, and they've been properly at the sport for since kids, right?
Yeah.
But I think, I'm not sure, is his dad, I think he might be going with China.
Oh, really?
Possible.
I have to check out on Facebook. I might message him and see if he's
he's
going out there. That's really cool.
Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure he does train with China.
Yeah, he trains out there. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Be interesting to see.
Shooting. Unfortunately, I saw today that Amber Hill, she has got COVID. She tested positive today, so has got to go home, and she's clay pigeon shooting. I was really looking forward because she's world #1 in that, and I was looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, she's so good. Some of her videos, because I go clay pigeon shooting sometimes as well, with cadets and stuff. Some of the videos, oh my lord, they're unreal. She's so good. She's so good. And just imagine all those years, and you got to wait again because of a pandemic. You finally get there, and then it's nah, sorry, you got to go home. There's nothing you can do about it. Awful.
And this is the thing, and this is what's probably the biggest upset, is because a lot of these people, they're already hitting 30s. They're already in their 30s. Another 4 years down the line, who's to say that you're going to be at your peak and at the best, and there's not new talent that's come through? So it's a lot of big opportunities for people that have worked so hard relentlessly for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's just so out of their control. But again, you just got to let go of those things that are just not in your control,
Unfortunately, that's the problem with sports. Some of the sports, your age isn't a massive factor. So for example, with the show jumping, you find a lot of riders that are older, and it's not a problem because obviously the horse don't get me wrong, it is tiring riding a horse and there's a lot of skill involved, but you don't need that level like a 20-year-old or something. It's fine. So it's not an issue there. Same as shooting, you can get away with that. But something like karate or sprinting, you're not going to be long distance running. You see them a bit. Some of them are like close to 40 and stuff, but not for sprinters. It's a very short-lived career, unfortunately. Like you say, this is possibly that one time, and then it's gone.
Yeah, but
such a shame.
Still super inspiring.
Oh, absolutely. The fact you've even, was good enough to get there is incredible. Swimming. So we have Britain's first black female swimmer, Alice Deering. So we spoke about her before. So really looking forward to seeing her. And then there's two young ladies from the weightlifting side. So we've got Zoe Smith, who was gold in the 2014 Glasgow Commonwealth Games, silver at the Gold Coast, and is currently 6th in the world for her weight class. And then we've got Emily Campbell, who I recently just discovered actually on, I don't know how, but obviously because we do lifting and CrossFit, somehow she came across someone's page, and then I just started following her. Emily Campbell is, she's 3-time European champion and Commonwealth bronze medalist, weightlifter. Absolutely love watching her doing her lift. She was showing she was in the hotel room trying to iron a top, but because the iron's in Japanese, she can't read it. She doesn't know the settings, and she couldn't iron it, and it was covered in wrinkles. She's like, I don't even iron at home, and like now I'm here and I can't do anything. So I'm really looking forward to seeing quite a few people. So yeah, I'm excited. I love the Olympics. Cool.
So, just a quick question on the weightlifting. Is it what lifts do they do?
So you've got a snatch, which is like a wide grip, and then you have to finish with the overhead, obviously locked out hips, etc. And then you've got a clean and jerk, which is a narrower. You start narrower, you come up to the chest, and then you put it over your head. So you've got 2 ways you can do that. You can split jerk it, where you'll see people drop one leg behind, and then a lot of Chinese athletes actually do this, and I actually prefer doing this in CrossFit. I don't like shooting a leg back. You'll do it like as a jerk, so you go down with both legs, so you just sort of catch it in a squat and then stand up.
Yeah.
So they're mostly the ones. I'm not sure if they do others in the Olympics. They're the ones I like watching anyway. But I think more so now, obviously, since I've started doing CrossFit, I really can't wait to watch them. So yeah, this is cool. Excited.
Yeah, I think I definitely will. I think as well, because working from home, we've got the flexibility to just have it on in the background, and it doesn't take so much like concentration away from apart from if it's something that you're really interested in. But yeah, so we're super looking forward to giving a recap and looking at some of the talents and some of their backstories, and just really applying it to how they've become limitless, because I think that I know that you have to be at a really elite level to even get to the Olympics. So Be interesting to understand a little bit more about their story and some of the characteristics that they've had to get to where they are.
100%.
Okay, so that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're super excited to bring you all of the rest of the stuff in regards to the Olympics. I've been your girl, Bex.
And I've been Carly. Thank you very much for watching this week's episode. We'll see you over the next couple of weeks live. We're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a big test, but thank you very much. And we will see you in a few days.
Peace.